Hello and welcome once again. In this video, I'm going to be doing another one of my kind of reactions and watching for the first time of a movie. This week, it's going to be Sleepaway Camp. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Let's get this intro out of the way. I'll tell you what I know so far about this movie, and then we'll jump in and give my full thoughts and reactions after I watch it. Welcome once again, my name is Austin, and this channel is all about helping you to dig deeper and go further to better understand faith and film and everything that's in between. If that sounds exciting to you, make sure you click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future content. So in this video, I'm going to be watching Sleepaway Camp for the first time. This is one kind of in my circle and community of movie collectors that I kind of follow and watch their content as well. I've heard not a lot about, but I hear about it a lot. I know there's a wild, wicked twist of an ending from what I've heard. I don't know what that twist is, so I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I'm not always the smartest when it comes to figuring out twists, so I may or may not figure it out, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I did look up the synopsis for this one, so I have a bit of an idea. I don't think I even read the whole synopsis because a lot of times I like to just go into movies blind and kind of see what they are. So I know this has to do with a girl whose family dies in some kind of car accident, I think, and she goes away to this summer camp, and a bunch of the kids there start dying of weird circumstances, that kind of thing. So I'm really curious to check it out. It seems like it has a somewhat, not similar plot to, well, I guess it's a summer camp movie, so kind of Friday the 13th-esque. I've seen a couple of the Friday the 13th movies, but not all of them. So I enjoy the summer camp kind of slasher, I guess you could say, enough. I did like the Fear Street Netflix ones that they did. One of those was like a summer camp slasher. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out, mostly because of that crazy twist that I've heard of at the end of the movie. So hopefully it impresses me, or at the very least I enjoy it, and it's a fun little slasher. So I'm going to go check out the movie, and then we'll come back with my thoughts and reaction. That was a weird one. So I just finished watching Sleepaway Camp, and that was definitely a twist I did not see coming. Let's start at the beginning, though. I was kind of excited because, like I said, leading into it, I thought it was like a summer camp slasher type movie. And being, fall season coming and watching some horror movies, that kind of thing, I was like, oh, it actually takes place in the fall. I didn't know that. No, that was just kind of like a setting the tone type thing. It does take place in the summer, so kind of got thrown around a little bit with that, but I didn't care either way. So definitely set the tone pretty well. So I was really thrown off by the Ricky's mom in the beginning. She was really weird. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but she was really weird. So I was like, okay, maybe she's just in the beginning and that's it. We're gonna, move away from her and go from there. So we move into the summer camp, all the shenanigans, the 80s stuff is wild. There's so much 80s stuff in this movie. Just a time and place that will never exist again, probably. Just so light restrictions, pretty much no rules. This is a pretty lousy summer camp as far as structure and rules go. It's pretty much just kids running wild, doing whatever they want. So entertaining enough as that be. We start seeing some of the people dropping off, getting killed, that kind of thing. You're wondering what could be going on. Some pretty gruesome kills and stuff like that. So that was interesting. I kind of liked this, I think, a little more than Friday the 13th. Maybe it's because I haven't moved into the Friday the 13th with the hockey mask Jason Voorhees yet, but I don't know. I enjoyed it enough. Similar to the Friday the 13th movie, I didn't feel like there's a ton of plot and story to this one. You're just kind of watching the summer play out. People getting bullied left and right because that was just that time period. Angela gets bullied, Ricky comes to her rescue, that kind of thing. So, it was entertaining enough to watch, 80s lifestyle just kind of on screen. It was kind of like a nostalgic type thing, even though I wasn't an 80s person at all. I love 80s stuff. So I didn't feel like there was a ton of story to kind of grip me on for a movie that was only an hour and a half long. I didn't feel like it dragged on, but it definitely moved at a pace that I didn't feel like it was like, oh wow, all that backed into an hour and a half long. So I definitely kind of felt a bit of a slow runtime with it all, which, that is what it is. But then when we got to the end, that twist ending was wild. I definitely thought at the end it was either going to be Paul or Ricky doing the killings. Spoilers. I mean, I assume if you're watching this, you want to know the spoilers of the end. But it wasn't. It ended up being Angela all along, and she was her brother and has been forced to be Angela instead and do like a gender swap type thing. Really weird, but definitely a shock for sure. That twist definitely lived up to the hype. Was one I did not see coming at all. I told you I'm not great at figuring out twists anyways, but I don't know how anyone would figure that twist out. That was a pretty crazy one. Similar to when I talked about American Werewolf in London, this movie just kind of gets there and ends where, in this one, I think it worked a little better because the movie just reveals what happened, cuts off, and you're just in shock of the whole thing. So I think it's a little more effective, the cutoff in this one, than it was in American Werewolf in London, at least for me. It's probably not a movie I'm going to watch again, but it was entertaining enough for the first watch to kind of, enjoy the 80s stuff, have that crazy twist ending. I'm glad I was able to watch that and organically figure it out myself. Well, not figure it out, but organically go through that myself rather than have it being told to me or spoiled and then knowing it all along. So I think that's definitely part of the thrill of this one, is not knowing what's going on and that big reveal at the end. Like I said, it is what it is. I enjoyed it enough for what it was. Probably not a movie I'm going to watch again, but I enjoyed it enough nonetheless. That's pretty much all I got to say on this one. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you wanted to know kind of my thoughts on the twist ending. It was crazy. The movie was enjoyable enough. Not really enough story and plot for me to kind of get invested in it. But glad I checked it out nonetheless. That's what this series is me just checking out different horror movies for the first time, giving my thoughts and reactions on them. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked seeing my thoughts and opinions on the movie. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on it down below. I'd love to hear other people's takes on it. If you knew the twist going into it, how you reacted to it the first time you saw it, that kind of thing. Thank you for sticking around to this video. Thank you for checking it out. I'll see you in the next one.